Rental occupancy. Organizational success with the proper audience. Before organizing a meeting, it is important to take some time to consider who should attend. You may consider collaborating with your client briefly to learn the proper attendees to invite. It is tempting to be inclusive, but sometimes having more people in the room makes successful and effective communication more challenging. Think of the minimum number of people that you will need to achieve the objective. Make sure that the people you include are essential and aware of their roles. Here you have the ability to lead the way, gaining productive and collaborative drive by inviting attendees within the scope of the meeting type. The main thrust in a decision-making meeting is which option should you choose and why should you choose it above all others? Who bears the responsibility of implementing your decision? You'll want to make sure you get all of the available information on the table for this meeting and ensure its accuracy. It's also important to rearrange your decision-making meeting in a way that steers you away from tunnel vision. It's all too easy to focus on what's right in front of you and ignore the broader spectrum of possibilities. That's why, in addition to the chief decision maker, this meeting should include input of subject matter experts who can help illuminate potential blind spots. They'll be able to clarify a number of potential decisions and their likely outcomes. At the end of a decision-making meeting, you should arrive at a decision and clearly denote who will handle the next steps. Additionally, your team should feel confident all points of view and opinions were accurately represented, the team reached a thorough understanding of the options before making that decision, and next steps will be carried out with a suitable level of commitment. Information sharing meetings are a chance to educate the team in depth on pertinent topics. This could be in the form of a presentation, training, a debate, or even a lecture, and group sizes can vary from one-on-one to the entire team. The priority here will be keeping the attendees focused, which you can achieve through several means. Use visual aids, engage the audience with questions, weave personal stories into the information, implement polls and surveys to capture the attention, use multiple speakers or guest speakers. Keep the format light and be sure to build rapport between the presenter and audience. At the end, your team should have benefited by learning key pieces of information that will improve their efficiency in their roles and help them better serve the team. Like your decision-making meetings, you should call a problem-solving meeting with a singular goal in mind. This time, you're figuring out what caused and how you will correct a specific issue. This could be an incident response, where your team is convened to tackle an immediate problem. Or it could be a strategy session, where you're looking ahead at potential issues and possible solutions. Be sure to address these 4 questions. What is or what caused the problem? How can we address the problem immediately? How can we prevent the problem from reoccurring? What course of action will we take and why? It is important to focus on both short-term and long-term during your problem-solving meetings, so figuring out root causes should be a key concern. Your short-term solutions should be quick and easy to implement, while your long-term solutions might take some time to get rolling. In a problem-solving scenario, you should arrive at the following conclusions: a definitive solution you will enact or a series of plausible solutions to choose from, assignments of responsibility, knowing who will handle which part of the solution, a timetable for implementation of your solutions, and safeguards to prevent the problem from happening again. Brainstorm innovation sessions will often occur between team members who have a close relationship and will usually possess a creative element. Examples may include thinking up designs, brainstorming content for an ad campaign, and generating ideas about potential new products. To achieve success, you'll want to create a welcoming atmosphere while observing these key pieces of advice. The quantity of ideas beats the quality at this stage. Refrain from overanalyzing ideas. Encourage out there thinking. When all is said and done, your team should feel inspired, generated a ton of ideas for the project, pushed the limits of the group's creativity, and gained excitement about the project that will spur further efforts. Once you have determined the proper attendees within the scope of the meeting type, it's time to include some crucial information in your invite. Know your audience time zone and be willing to be flexible to meet within their peak hours over your own. Always be clear and emphasize the time zone that your meeting will be held in and include proper meeting links. While most meeting services include adjustment for time zone, never assume so. When using a third-party service, give the session link a second look before sending, and be prepared with an additional third-party service should the first option run into any technical issues. In addition to sending an invitation stating the objective and agenda for the meeting, circulate relevant materials at least one day before. Receiving materials in advance allows attendees to prepare for the discussion and is an opportunity to remind them of the meeting and its objectives. Always be certain of the material content and include facts versus assumptions. It is a good practice to look at your accepted invitations at least 48 hours before the scheduled session. This will let you know if you need to consider rescheduling due to a low number of attendees, or you may perhaps be missing a key individual that would define success in the agenda outcome. This also allows you to resend an invitation if someone happened to overlook the original invite inadvertently.